Good evening. It's Monday, which means it's time for Enterprise at 8. This is Live Long and Podcast Star Trek Enterprise Rewatch series. It's been about 20 years.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
I was on the wrong board.
20 years?
That's it. I'm done with this intro. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, since tonight's episode, Future Tense first aired, but we're just getting started here at Enterprise at 8. I'm Jody Simpson. And along with me is the man who wishes I actually wrote an intro for him, Adam.
Hello, Jody.
How are you doing, Adam?
I do wish that.
You know what? I didn't have the time today. I was at a client's house and it ran a little late. So
That's okay.
I only got home like 10 minutes before this started. So
we all have responsibilities elsewhere.
This is true. And of course, Adam is joined by some awesome panelists. Let's be honest. They're awesome. Well, some of them anyway.
I like Kevin's new haircut.
Hi, Captain.
Hi, Captain. Tonight joining us is Live Long and Podcast awesome producer and the man who is thoroughly impressed with my Scotty impressions.
Yes.
David.
Hi, Captain. Yes, and Stegosaurus might use for lunch or whatever. And if we had a time machine, we could go to see the English defeat the Spanish Armada or something.
1588.
1588. That's the year I'd go. Or we would go.
That's not where I'd go, but anyway. All right. And of course, you could forget the man who also didn't have an intro written for him today, Kevin Millard.
It's good because Archer doesn't drive me nuts this episode.
Oh, that's what it was.
He actually stayed pretty still, Kevin.
Yeah,
he
for
was
him anyway.
Pretty calm and all that, yeah. Anyway, as I said, tonight's episode is Future Tense. This is the 41st episode of the series. And this episode is about Enterprise fighting a small craft, apparently from the future, adrift in space. Kevin got a John Cena haircut. John Cena! Anyway, adrift in space in both the Suliban and the mysterious Tholians. I love the Tholians.
Don't worry.
Are intent in retrieving it.
Last night, Jaemeel, just so you can put some context on this comment, Sam was asking us, did you tell them about the bet we made last night? I haven't. So the bet is that Jaemeel gave up. He had the first pick in our Survivor draft. Okay. So he let Sam pick on his behalf. Oh. And if this winner pick comes true, if the person that Sam has selected wins the season of Survivor, then we must immediately start the Gilligan's Island podcast.
Oh,
we must immediately go into
production. Finally got some commitment here, do we? All right.
But if this person does not win this season of Survivor,
all right,
Sam's not allowed to ask me about it for like at least a year.
So hold on, Dave. When does this Survivor season 35 or whatever we're on now? And
starts this week, and it's going to run into Christmas, I guess.
All right, so we could be starting the new year with a Gilligan's Island podcast.
We could. It's possible. There's a 1 out of 16 chance.
What's stopping me from asking you about the podcast, like on Sam's behalf?
What's that?
I said, what if I ask you about the podcast on Sam's behalf?
Well, you're not a part of the bet. You're not bound by the terms.
Oh, so therefore I can do that.
You can, but
don't worry,
Sam.
Sam, we got you. Don't worry about it. Anyway, we're not talking about Sam tonight, even though he is an interesting person.
I do owe him my top 5, though.
Oh, yes. We were waiting for your top 5. Hopefully Sam is still with us. I'm guessing
if he's still here at the end, we can do that.
All right.
I've got it right here.
Sam, we're going to do it. It's going to be in about an hour. Hopefully you'll still be with us at that point. Anyway, let's get on with this episode. Future Tense. This is one of the episodes where it has to do with the whole temporal Cold War arc. Mm-hmm. One of 26 episodes in this series, actually, that have to do with that. Next season is pretty much the entire thing for the most part. What did you guys think about this? Initial impressions?
Not bad. There's a couple things in this temporal Cold War that always stick out to me. Is strange. The main thing is this: Daniel's quarters. Okay, that it's just this closet they keep on the ship and they only go into it when they need to go into it, but otherwise it's locked with this locking mechanism.
I actually think this is the last episode that they do that.
Okay, and you know something else about that room when they go in? They never turn the lights on.
No, it's always dark in there.
No, it's
I never noticed that.
Daniel's
but
quarters.
Well, but how are they going to look at the holographic encyclopedia in the bright light?
Well,
Right.
fair enough. But they're in there for a few minutes before they do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they're in there for that intent.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So maybe that
absolutely.
makes sense. I'm just defending here. That's all. I'm trying to defend.
I appreciate it.
So that's it. Like that. If it's the last time they do it, then good. But it's certainly not the first
think
time they've done it.
No, this is about the third or fourth time they've done it.
Yeah, and we're not that many. How many episodes did you say we're in? Like 51 episodes now, or
This is
something?
the 41st episode.
41st. Yeah, and it's fun. Like I just, it's amazing to me that Starfleet's okay. What, you had a time traveler on your ship? That's neat. What do you want to do about all of these time travel equipment? Well, we're just going to lock it on the ship, and we're just going to go on with our mission. How's that sound? And Admiral Forrest is like, sure.
Well, the whole point of locking it on the ship was to make sure that nobody else got access to it.
But you would bring it back to Starfleet headquarters for
if
study.
they're in the middle of space. They're not going to go back for that. They have a mission. It's to go that way, not this way.
If they're not going to go back for that, they're not going to go back for anything.
That's
Like, it's pretty important.
Doesn't matter because it's gone now.
It disappeared. That's true. By the end of this episode, so I guess they can't go in there to get the.
Well, they can't use the encyclopedia. This is the last time they use the encyclopedia.
Yeah. All right. Let's refresh our memory on what happened in this episode by walking through the screenshots. We find this big derelict metal tube in space, guys.
Interesting. I'm interested.
Yeah, it looks like a spark plug or something.
Discover that it's the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Yes.
We find out it's a TARDIS, but we don't know that yet.
There's actually a funny line, which I think probably Adam will cover in Fun Facts that has to do with the TARDIS.
Yeah, is it something about?
They actually pitched the TARDIS first.
How did a human end up with Vulcan DNA?
That's not the right one.
And then they also pitched this to be, I think, the Excelsior as well.
They were going to do Excelsior?
Yeah, from that one episode in the original series.
Oh, you mean the Defiant?
Oh, Defiant. Excuse me, Defiant.
Which they would later do on the Mirror Universe instead.
They do it in the Mirror Universe episode. Yeah.
Right, especially since they were already bringing the Tholians into this. That was. Already
I'm glad they brought the Tholians in, man. It was 35 years before we got to see the Tholians again.
But did we see them?
No, we didn't see. We heard them.
We heard them.
Yeah.
We saw them in Next Gen, didn't we?
They were referenced in Deep Space Nine a few times, but only in passing.
Yeah, they've always been referenced, but you don't really. They're always that mysterious.
They talk about Tholian silk all the time, and you're like, well, what's that?
There was a TNG comic that actually illustrated them. I don't.
Yeah, and they're in Star Trek Online, by the way.
Yeah, they are in Star Trek Online. Yeah.
They're big crystalline spider-looking things.
Yeah. They're bipedal. Yeah.
Anyway, so they find this ship, and they're like, I don't know, this might be the hatch. So they just cut into it with the phaser.
Okay, so this scene drives me mental, and I'm going to tell you why. It's that right there. Because as he's pulling this, you can clearly tell this is a prop because all of a sudden the door just flies in and then he kind of corrects it a little and then he keeps going straight again. It's like, oh. That
didn't bug me so much as like the CGI on the Suliban later on in the episode. But yeah, like so it's
you have this thing with people in
I just wonder how
CG from 20 years ago.
In this spot, Malcolm is like, "May I, sir?" And then how does he know he's not just going to grab a bomb or something to open that up?
Yeah, like, he's a pretty triggered dude.
Malcolm's pretty unpredictable.
They don't know anything really, but yeah, they find a dead guy inside, guys. I
would say it's safe to say he's dead.
Is he wearing like the Daniel's time travel outfit? Is that what it's meant to be? What he's wearing?
No, I never.
I don't know if that's what they're.
Kind of looks like it.
It does look a little like it. Yeah, obviously it's aged, but it's.
Yeah. They find this guy. They don't know what's up.
So here's my question, though: how did this decompose like this?
Well, he should be well preserved. You're right, because he's just in a vacuum.
Yeah.
But they said that it's still cold, I guess. But that still doesn't make sense, does it?
Well, anyway, doesn't really matter. But
anyway, we're not really sure how long this ship had been sitting here either.
Well,
right?
we don't get an answer either.
We don't get it long. Yeah,
we don't get an answer.
But yeah, there you see a better shot of his outfit there. He's wearing black something.
Yeah, It does look a little like the Daniels outfit, though, doesn't it?
Yep.
Especially with
I don't think it's as tight though.
No, and it's got
it's
different
definitely not
texture.
going to be as tight when this guy's been, decaying for the last 500 years.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
probably not anyway.
But they say he's from the 30. We find out he's from the 31st century. But but it could be.
I wonder if this could be Zephram Cochrane.
I did like the whole this could be Zephram Cochrane, which was a tie into the original series episode Metamorphosis.
Did you get the tie into Voyager though?
Voyager.
Yes, because they talk about how it's propelled later on, and it's propelled by those bio things that are in the Voyager ship.
Oh, the biomedic jail packs.
Yeah, which they don't know anything about at this point, but
no, of course
obviously not. Voyager would. But.
Right. Yeah, they're doing this like medical examination. I always just like Phlox. He's always fun in these scenes. He's like, I don't know, I get to do an autopsy.
He's got basically like a bread cutter there, and he's like, I'm going in.
Yeah, I always wonder, like, because this glove is like not separate from his shirt. Also, it's just like these big.
I find that very disturbing.
I love that.
It looks. All right.
Imagine seeing this guy over you doing like surgery or something, and he's in this full outfit, and he does the smile. Imagine that. That would be amazing.
And he would.
Scary as hell too.
Yeah. Anyway, so they leave Phlox with the corpse, and then they're trying to pull. It's Reed and Mayweather and Trip trying to
all our favorites.
All our favorites. All the
right
classics.
In one scene right there. Yeah.
They're just doing scans on this thing, trying to figure out which way's the front or the back, mostly. Archer then's talking here to Forrest, and he's like, could be Zephram Cochrane. We're trying to get the things,
You might have solved the greatest missing person case of the century.
Yeah. You might
Well, it's not that great because we already know the outcome.
Exactly. Anyway,
Kirk finds him alive. So
Kirk finds him alive, and they leave him there, right? He like presumably he's because I'm trying to remember the end of that episode. Does Zephram Cochrane keep aging naturally after that, or is he like sort of left immortal at the end of that episode?
I think he was left immortal.
So he's in theory still hanging out at that planet, like in the 25th century, right?
Well, he's already there right now.
Like he's already there at this point, but he's. The woman's not involved yet. The woman who will the companion will inhabit the woman. Or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, so Trip and Reed get left to kind of ripping this thing apart. It was kind of interesting just them pulling this hatch off and then find what they found inside of it with the blue goo and everything.
The blue goo.
I do like this scene, but not for why it is. I like how they did it because there's a part where Trip's like, hand me this thing, and then he just drops it. And then he's like, oh, we got to report this. We can't just go in there. And Trip's like, I dropped my thing. I got to go get it.
I need to get my spanner back.
Yeah, I got to get my spanner back.
Yeah.
Captain will be more upset.
He just drops it down the tube, and he's like, but like, you could at least call up to say, we're about to go down a hidden hatch inside of the ship. Be right back.
Yeah.
And we're not sure where it goes. We don't know how big the ship is.
It appears to be way bigger than it looks like from the outside.
Yeah. And I can't remember another time of Star Trek doing this, weirdly enough.
Doing what?
Like just bigger on the inside, like it's a
Doctor
Doctor Who trope, but
it is a trope. Yeah.
It seems like something that Star Trek would probably want to do more often. Anyway, this however old this ship is, it's seen better days. It looks like,
well, it's pretty weathered, that's for sure.
Lots
it's pretty
of radiation burns, right?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Or it's been through it's just rusted and corroded.
Yeah.
And we don't really know how old it is, or how long it's been displaced in time. But anyway, the Suliban show. Guys,
Hoshi was in this episode?
Oh yeah, well, they're hailing us. So somebody's got to answer the phone.
Sorry, Jody, you blinked.
Oh, I must have blinked. Yes, or
yes.
maybe I turned around to grab my cup to drink.
They could, especially in this episode where they're meeting with the Tholians, and you think like she would have something to do in this episode. No, not really.
Well, all they do is reach anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
This Suliban guy shows up. He's kind of a dick.
He's the same one that's been around a while, though.
Yeah, we seen him before.
It's the same guy who plays the Suliban guy, but it's a different Suliban.
It's a different Suliban character.
Yeah, it's the same guy. Though, I
Okay,
think.
it's not the British guy, is it?
No,
No, it's okay.
no, the British guy has his own.
I like the
distinct
British guy.
Yeah, the guy who plays Silic.
This is a dumb screenshot.
Just him going, "Oh, I don't think we've met before." Oh,
He looks like he's singing to him.
Yeah,
he probably is. You know, with the Scott
I like
Bakula vocal act.
the British talking.
Yeah. Anyway, I gotta pull that as a soundbite just from the captain's documentary of him going do. Anyway, so he's talking to this Suliban who wants the ship. He wants which I don't think we know it's a time ship yet, really at all.
He claims it on behalf of the.
He's like, "This is ours. We're taking it," and he's like, "Well,
Yeah, we already claimed this. I just came by to go grab
it's
it.
got a dead human inside of it," and he's like, "We don't give a shit about that. Just
Yeah,
give us
you
the
can
ship."
keep your stupid human. I just want the ship.
Yeah, I don't know. And this is where they're kind of going, and this is where they found what we'll find out is like the transmitter, right? They think it's a black box at first, but it's more of like a homing beacon.
More like it's more like a distress beacon to be able to, other ships to find you, kind of thing.
Right.
Like
So
beacon.
there's a battle going on outside with this Suliban ship attacking them.
Travis is in this too. No
Yeah,
kidding.
he's got he's got a little bit more to do than Hoshi, really. No, not that much. Anyway, he calls up, and then we find out there's these Suliban guys who kind of crawling along, doing their weird Mr. Fantastic thing.
Transport over? Yes, right? They weren't on the ship.
No, we're led to presume they transported over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
we've
guess.
already seen previously that they can do that undetected, right? So it's
Okay.
yeah.
So they jump here, and there's a kind of a fight here between Reed and Tripp against
Wow,
these two.
look at that battle stance on Reed there.
Yeah, that's how you stand, man. When you're shooting a phase
He's like,
pistol,
I want to kind of look like a zombie, but I also want to look kind of badass at the
he's
same
like
time.
that's like the toe drag, man.
Yeah,
That's
he's
how
like,
you-
"Huh."
Anyway, like there's he's using all his stealth abilities to try to get away here. He's a crafty little Suliban.
I like the concept of the Suliban though. They're very unique for like an alien race in Star Trek.
Sure.
I
I
like
feel
the
like actually
concept.
they were underused in some ways in this series.
Well, we never saw them again.
No, they're not referenced in any other Star Trek thing at all. They're only.
Oh,
in
I'm sure
this.
it's going to come up in Lower Decks eventually.
I'm sure if somewhere down the road they'll be used again, but yeah,
None
it's,
of the mainstream series though. Yeah.
it's still yet to happen.
Well,
Anyway,
if that
so-
Section 31 fucking show that I want ever comes to air, then maybe it'll
I
be
don't
in
know.
there.
I don't think that's ever happening, that show, but we'll
I hope
see.
it does.
With it was going to be with what's her name, Michelle Yeoh, right?
Yeah.
And I think she's busy too, but it might still happen. Anyway, here's Archer micromanaging Hoshi.
I must have went to the bathroom or something because I don't remember Hoshi in this episode at all,
or Yoshi.
or Yoshi even.
Yeah,
Ha-ha!
Yoshi. He tries to shoot him right through the glass here, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Yeah.
It went right through the ship and hit the Suliban ship.
Oh, that was
That's
good.
what he was doing
What
the
a
whole
what
time.
a shot, Reed. Man,
Yeah,
you were
Reed
good.
just opened up one of those bay hatches and just shot right through. He's like,
Right
"Hey,
through
I'm gonna
that,
take
he's
them
like-
down."
Take that, Captain.
Maybe
Yeah.
he was on. Maybe he was actually outside, pinned to the hall, and he decided to take some pot shots.
Into
Yeah.
the hole.
There's a lot of shots of of Archer in this episode, like kind of going up right next to Hoshi. This is what I want you to do. Then he goes up to like Mayweather. This is what I want you to do.
It's a very Riker-esque stance.
Yes,
Yeah,
Riker
yeah.
does this
he's
all the
definitely
time.
channeling Riker in this
Yeah,
episode.
but
Yeah.
then he I don't see his leg up on a chair ever.
No,
Not
No.
yet.
he's not tall
Yeah.
enough to do that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Bakula's not that tall, I don't think.
Anyway, these I guess that the Suliban transport out here at this
Yeah.
point. Reed can't find them,
Go
and
figure.
they kind of
Rocker.
they fade away here, and then so they're.
And he's like, "Oh, them damn Suliban.
Oh, what is Suliban?
They
Anyway.
show up all the time and cause mischief, and then they leave."
So they're figuring out this homing beacon thing and what's going on with it.
Yeah, wait. You know what? I don't think they spent enough time talking about maybe that ship's bigger on the inside.
They really didn't.
they
You know,
didn't seem mystified by it at all. They were just like,
How could
yeah,
a ship
just
be
like,
bigger on
wow.
the inside than the outside?
That was it.
This really
That's-
stretches the law of physics. Okay,
And-
well, no problem.
And then they stopped talking about it.
yeah.
Oh man, I want to know.
Yeah, they're really not too amazed by it. At
maybe
all.
it was like a
Maybe it
second-
just happens all the time. And they don't ever talk about it.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe they already have the technology for this.
Maybe. Yeah, and then there's this other scene here. Well, they say that this guy is from the 31st century, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Which is the century that like Discovery is now in the third and fourth seasons. Like
Right.
they're and presumably the fifth season will all be in the 32nd century. So they haven't shown that in Discovery yet, like ships that are bigger on the inside or anything like that, but presumably could
I
exist.
don't think Discovery is going to care what happened in this series.
No.
If they were paying
They don't
attention,
seem to
they
care
would
about
know.
anything else. So why would they?
I can help them out here, guys. Discovery, if you're listening, I can help you pull in interesting things.
Why don't you talk to Michael Chan? See what
Yeah,
he
we
can
know
do.
somebody
seriously.
there.
Yeah, we know somebody there. Anyway, we find as Phlox explains as he's doing the autopsy on this the time traveler corpse guy, whatever, that he's not just a normal human. He's got like a DNA that's Vulcan. He has at least one Vulcan ancestor.
How is that possible, Dave?
How is that possible? How can you?
How can you say these things?
You know. And then Phlox goes on. I don't know. This guy's got a whole bunch of different alien ancestors, really. That there's many generations, and we kind of know this that from in the Federations over the many centuries the Federations existed. That that there's got to be a lot of interbreeding between the different species. There are a lot of hybrid people.
But I love how T'Pol is not having it.
No,
It's like,
she's
it's
just
not
like,
even
no.
possible.
No.
It's like a time
Well,
travel
time
here.
travel
but-
isn't possible.
Yeah,
either.
time travel is impossible too.
Yeah.
This is starting to. Like, I like T'Pol's character. I really do.
I do too.
She's
But
really weird in
when-
this episode, though.
But when she gets
doesn't-
like the time travel is not possible, we know it is.
like she's playing very
Yeah.
uncomfortable, which kind of makes sense because this subject matter is all stuff that she doesn't believe in, right? Like,
Right. There's two things going on here. One's about the time travel, but then there's also this thing about there could be like Vulcan human children, right? Like we already know that this is
We already know
possible.
that.
It's
that's
challenging
definitely
everything T'Pol believes.
But she seems almost preoccupied by that in a weird way. I guess the idea she
Yeah.
could have kids with a human is maybe opening up new ideas to her.
Well,
I
and this
guess.
will come into play later on when she's with what's his name all the time.
Yeah. But here we
Ends up
see
dating Trip later. So
they pull out Daniel's database machine thing here, and I took a lot of screenshots here. I don't know, just to see if we could find anything interesting, but I don't know. It all comes very fast. Did you see that Vulcan cruiser with with
yeah,
the
that's
three?
one that she's never seen before.
She's like, I've never seen that one before. He's like, it hasn't been built yet, you know.
Yeah,
She's
he's
always just
"Look at
like,
the dates. Yeah.
she's like, this sucks, and he's like, will you just be open minded? That's off. That's kind of like their dynamic.
Will you just not
always.
be a cow for once?
Yeah. Can you? She's like, can you like try to use your brain? You
Yeah.
know?
Can you like use logic for once?
Can you back off? You know.
And maybe like back off from Hoshi a bit? Like you're really
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, exactly. They keep going through here.
Oh,
What is that? Like a Klingon ship, I think. Yeah, it looks like a Klingon.
Yeah, it looks like a Klingon ship, yeah.
ship. More Vulcan ships.
That little one in the top corner there looks very interesting.
It looks like the Arrow shuttle from Voyager.
Yes,
what it-
that's
is
what,
what
I
it
was
looks
thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks a lot like it.
Anyway, they eventually find the ship in question, but it looking a lot nicer and cooler and newer here.
Well, no, he said that wasn't the ship.
That ship. Well, that wasn't. That's right.
That
oh yeah, there's
wasn't
one that kind of looks like it, and then they find it.
That's the
Yeah.
one there. Yeah.
That's the one there. It's close, but not exactly. Anyway, they got the schematics. They're going here, and then they
Yeah.
back to in the dark as you do. And just like the quarters have gone undisturbed. They haven't moved anything. The toothbrushes are where they were.
But
all that kind of-
realistically,
I think
like,
this is like a shared quarters, though.
It was
Yeah.
whoever shared it,
it
with
was,
him
but they moved the other one out. Yeah.
yeah.
But like on a submarine, for instance, if they're on a long voyage, yeah, they would seal the room.
And they haven't gone back to Earth since episode 1.
No.
No?
I don't think they have.
Okay.
They were going to, and then
They did turn around for a minute, and then they're like, okay,
well, they
no,
had
we're
to
not
get
doing it.
phase cannons installed. Remember,
Yes.
they're going back, but
Hmm.
that
Did they
one-
go
But
all the way back,
didn't. They ultimately didn't do that because then they would have to drop off their top secret future tech.
Yes.
Right. And they
Yeah, well,
they
I can't do
be
that.
doing Can't do that. Anyway, they're being chased by the Tholians guys. T'Pol has
Now,
to kind of
did
explain.
anybody
to
else
him.
get excited when you saw that chip? Because I'm like, all right, it's the Tholians. I forgot about that.
I kind of like because I know them from the Mirror Universe episode, which I think is more iconic in their use in that one. But yeah, it's cool for sure.
Yeah.
I like seeing it. However, it led me wanting more. You know, we've already done this part. We've heard.
But that's
them before.
always been the Tholians, though.
Yeah.
We only get a glimpse of them, and that's it, right? Like,
Well,
we never get a lot of them.
It doesn't have to stay that way.
Exactly. I want to see them.
true.
We saw a better version of the Gorn this year on Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
It's the Gorn, Dave. It's the Gorn.
Oh, it's the Gorn. The Gorn. Yeah. Were they better? I don't know. I'm still trying to think about that from Strange New Worlds. Like, let's just turn them into the cephalopods or whatever.
Okay, but they were not rubber suits.
No, they were not rubber suits, and they were not just CG. Well, they were CGI, but they were not just bad CGI.
Yeah,
better CGI.
They were 20-year advanced CGI. Yes,
right. You know, it's like if I'd say if the technology is not there, don't use it.
Okay, that's a fair comment. I can buy that. However, I still would have liked a little more.
It's fair, but if they didn't do that, then you wouldn't have what you have now. The practice has
yes,
to
but that meant we had like
before
10
you
years
make
of
it
crappy special effects.
Yeah, but you know, like they
better. At
tease
the
us
time,
with
we didn't.
the
We didn't
Tholian
think
web. We know that they're sort of an insectoid or a spider kind of thing. They could have done something.
Yeah.
It's
the
Gorn,
Gorn.
and it has a pretty nice bum. We got to put those two clips together. That would be good.
A bum. Anyway, what did they say? It's only like 200 degrees Celsius on the Tholian ship. I was surprised it was that low. I thought it'd be hotter than that in there.
Well, they're basically a crystal type entity, right? So,
right, like they live in like a lava planet, sort of like demon class planet. Is probably like what a Tholian would live in. Anyway,
there's a lot more Hoshi than I remember.
I didn't pull any of the sound clips because it's a lot of just screeching and like
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Very irritating.
It's very. You can see like
irritating.
Archer's irritated by it. Here, they're all irritated.
Yeah,
by
I
it.
did the same face when I heard it.
Yeah, it's like nails on a chalkboard kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of cool, but it's not. Then we get this other scene here with because the Tholians want the ship. By the way, we didn't even mention that.
I like the scene though.
This was a good scene.
This is a good scene.
Yeah. Well, Phlox was in it and T'Pol, so it's a great.
Oh yeah, I love Phlox here, just with his
I didn't realize how late it was until my stomach reminded me it was time to eat.
Time to eat.
Time to eat.
You know, and he's like, this guy, this human, he's got Rigelia DNA. Can you believe it? You know,
I so want them
everything.
to put this character on Lower Decks. I so want that.
they had a couple Denoblians on Lower Decks, but you know, it wasn't him. But yeah,
But I want to hear him again.
yeah,
Anyway.
yeah, but well, we don't really know how long Denoblians live. Presumably, he's dead by the time of Lower Decks, but we don't know for
who knows?
sure.
Make him a hologram or something.
Yeah,
do
it worked
that.
for Janeway.
You could do that. They did holograms on Prodigy too of the different characters. So
Or it could be one of his many children or something like that, you know.
Something like that. Yeah.
or just like a descendant. You could do that.
It'd be
too.
just nice to have him on the.
Or just give him, or just bring John Billingsley back to do something else. You know, it would be also cool.
He could do another evil computer voice.
But you know, he gives a really like interesting story here, but because he's challenging because T'Pol's still on like time travel is dumb, it doesn't exist, and it's like whatever. There's another explanation. This is all just a hoax, basically. Is and he was like, "Oh, you're so sure, huh?" And she's like, "Yeah, like science."
He tells his story, and then she is so annoyed because it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like he's like.
But this gets back into the progression
right in front of our
T'Pol,
faces, T'Pol.
but this is the progression of T'Pol. Like, remember T'Pol from the first couple episodes? She was terrible, but now she's a nice, likable.
You can see that arc.
Right?
You can see that growth she's going through, and how but if anything, they're taking it really slow. which is not a bad thing.
If
It's
she
just
loses the Vulcan
it's a-
suit, I think
it's
that's
a
when you
great
get
thing.
time to pull.
it's a great thing. I guess by today's standards, they try to do a lot of this stuff quicker in most modern TV shows because most modern shows are only like 10 episodes or less in a season. So they don't spread it out this long, but it works well when you see them play out week by week like this.
So I was kind of surprised. I want to go back to the last time we talked about time travel because I thought she had come over to understanding this was.
No, she said she couldn't explain it.
She couldn't explain it, and she just kind of like her and Archer agreed that there was a possibility.
Agreed to disagree, I guess.
Agreed to
or-
disagree.
yeah,
and
something
he
like
was
that.
like, "These are your
Soulless
orders."
Orthodoxy.
What was that, Kevin?
She's still a soulless minion of orthodoxy.
Yes,
That's right. Right now, anyway.
just like Geiger would put
She
her on
definitely the next season is definitely where she shines. She just starts going completely
another fine
different.
day on the NX-01. Yes, that's right. Did you watch the Queen's funeral today, guys?
I did not.
I was in the car driving and I listened to it,
I watched a bit of it, Sam. It
I
was,
saw some highlights,
but it was quite the rendition. Well, not rendition. It was quite the song. Singing of "God Save the King." I quite like that.
Yeah, Benny called me, by the way, from England, and he was like, "Is everything okay? I just want to make sure you guys are okay over there." And I was like, "We're fine. We're making do."
Are you still a country?
He's like, "Did you guys get the day off?" I go, "No, most of us didn't." He goes, "That's a tragedy."
Well, your brother probably did.
My brother got it because he's a federal employee. So
Yeah, he's a federal employee.
Yeah,
It was basically a bank holiday here.
right.
Hmm.
But there was a lot of funny hats on the funeral, so that was fun. Hat watch. Anyway, so moving on to Trip and Reed working on this thing, trying to figure out how to fix it.
Bum.
Right.
Bum.
Yeah. And,
He's
well,
like, stop talking about her bum. Let's get this done.
yeah, but this is mostly like Reed just kind of grilling him about time travel and things like that. Wouldn't you want to like go forward or backwards?
Where's the fun in exploring if you know how it all turns out?
Because he goes, "Would you like to know who your future wife is going to be?" He's like, "Would I ever?" And it's a great work.
He's probably more surprised that could happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's probably it is a surprise.
He's surprised he's still alive and hasn't killed himself yet.
Yeah, he's like, I thought I would have killed myself by season 2 of the show, but somehow still kicking.
Turns out, still alive. I even got
Yeah.
pinned to the hall.
Yeah, only because Archer and Trip and others won't let me die, basically. But anyway, they're getting this thing sort of fixed up and whatever. It's a weird prop design. I gotta tell you, like just to see it all.
Speaking
supposed
of
to look-
props, did you see the exocomp?
I think so.
No, I didn't.
The
Is it
exocomp
is
in
it that there on like that shelf
Yep,
thing?
it's right there. Yeah.
That's
that's
like
the
it's like a
Oh yeah, it totally is.
yeah. And
Because
this
they
is the,
used that previously in one of the other episodes as
yeah.
a medical device, right?
Yep.
this is the start of the whole like time loop effect that they're gonna go through here, where
Which I thought was kind of cool.
Oh,
I
it was
didn't
awesome.
remember this episode that much, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat.
I thought it was awesome. I wish they'd done a little more with it.
Well, yeah, but we're already pretty near the end of the episode at this point, right?
Yes, exactly. But
right.
Again, Enterprise.
Some-
Another
the-
10 minutes, it would have been
Somehow
good.
Enterprise, there's never enough time to do everything you want to do, and yet it drags in some
Don't
parts.
get me
but-
wrong. This is a really good episode. I enjoyed it, but I wish they'd done more with this. And then, well, we'll get to the end. I'll tell you at the end what I think of the end.
I already know what you're thinking.
Because they pull off this panel because he's talking about I would like to go to 1588 to see England defeat the Spanish Armada. I'm like, that's a grisly thing to go back and watch, like just like sort of pirate warfare.
It fits. It fits.
It fits with him. Yeah, I guess with his family being Royal Navy people or whatever, I guess it would be something. That's what he would do on the holodeck, I guess. Anyway, so then they go through the time loop again a couple times. I don't know. It's all the screenshots look the same because it's a time loop.
Now,
But-
the way that they actually did this, though, I kind of liked it because they gave us the same scene over and over again, but they definitely changed a bunch of things.
Oh yeah.
So, which I kind of liked. It reminds me of that, cause and effect, I guess it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like cause and effect. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I actually like that they immediately knew what was.
Yes, they didn't have to go through any mystery. They're
Right.
like, whoa, hold on. We've done this already. Right? Like,
which
Like
is
the deja
kind of
vu was
new,
very high on this one.
which is
Well,
kind
and-
of a new way of doing that in Star Trek.
And they only had 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And they only had 10 minutes.
I'm going to hold you to that 4 minutes. Anyway, so they do a scan here on Trip and Reed, and the doctor's like, I don't know, you seem fine, so probably fine.
It's like this unexplained thing. Yeah, I don't think there'll be any lasting effects.
Yeah, I have no point of context, and
If
there's
it was
no
that
precedent.
bad, it would have already been a bad thing. So
Yeah,
it's fine.
you might be a new entry in the medical journals. Let's
You
see.
might grow your hair a little faster. That's about it. Don't worry.
Yeah, we have everything like, and DePaul's in the back room. Like, time travel isn't real; it's all fake.
It's not real. La 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 la
La la la la la. Yeah.
It's
Anyway,
like talking to an anti-vaxxer, guys. Like, stop talking to Paul.
Yeah,
but
she is kinda like
they
that,
do
yeah.
detect this radiation, but they say it's not very strong, and that they don't really know the effects. But Archer orders like kind of like evacuate the room and don't put anybody else around it, and just like kind of like take some precautions here, which will get Archer in his own little time loop later on
Paul's
in the
like,
episode.
this isn't real.
This is fake. BS. Just hashtag
Yeah,
BS.
like,
Okay.
you guys are just fucking with this.
Anyway, so she's like, "Can I talk to you?" He's like, "Okay," and she's like, "This is." I'm trying to remember everything she kind of complains about in this room. She goes,
He just wants him to destroy it.
"Yeah, the craft is emitting high types of energy particles. You should destroy it now. We got 2 bad aliens after us. Like, there could be more." And Archer doesn't want to. He wants to try to. I don't really know what. Archer kind of seems more interested in joining up in this temporal Cold War and
Well, no, I think because of what he's already been through, it's more like a personal thing for him now.
right. He's
That's
like,
what I get.
we need to. He says we need to take more active role in our own century.
Yeah, he's
Right.
had enough of their bullshit.
Yeah,
And now he's gonna get it.
he's like, I'm done with this shit. Let's just
Yeah.
get it done.
And she's like, really? Like, like, I don't know if this is our problem to deal with, so to speak. But
I like this. I like that they're at odds
yeah,
in this, and that
They're at odds, but they're also respecting each other.
well, yes, and
Yeah, which
and
is good.
T'Pol does what he asks. Although you see the looks on the bridge after they get attacked.
Yeah, I like that though.
Yeah.
yeah. And he's like dismissed, and then she's like,
That's
I
one
think
thing that a lot of the series don't do right. Is that
if
the
the,
reaction from
she
people
goes,
around.
if the Suliban return, they may be cloaked. I recommend we go to tactical alert or read alert, if you will.
Read alert? That's not bad.
Yeah,
she's got a nice bum.
she's got a nice bum.
Good bum.
Anyway, back to engineering here. They're trying to figure out this device.
Go back to that screenshot for a second. Reed's like, I could use this pad without opening my eyes.
Yeah, I think I got it. I didn't think I got him in a blink. But... anyway, and they're getting chased by the Suliban, not just that larger ship, but a bunch of the little they call them cell ships, I think. They're
The
at
ending's
read alert.
This episode, though.
Huh?
I'll fight anybody who says that they didn't like the space scenes.
Oh, the space battles were fine. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
That battle at the end was great.
yeah, that all played out well. Yeah, this guy's back. He's a dick still.
Getting a little head.
Yeah, still being dickish. And
God, your screenshots or something, man.
yeah, Archer's he's not backing down here. He's like, we're meeting up with a Vulcan ship, because they go to like maximum warp to try to run. And he's like, the
like-
Vulcans are gonna do shit for you, man. The Vulcans don't care.
I'm gonna go get a melon baller and I'm gonna take you on, motherfucker.
Yeah, and then they start firing like right away. Let's get the rear phase cannon out. Boom,
Now that
like-
it works.
Good thing we built that.
Yeah,
Good thing-
it's
yeah.
we built those things.
Yeah, like it was just like in theory they might need it, so that it was roughed out in the Enterprise, but not actually installed. And they exchange some fire here at warp, which is kind of cool, for sure.
I like how you have a variety of vehicles too, which I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've only seen these smaller Suliban ships before, these red ones. We've never seen this big one before.
Well, the big one's like a cargo ship. It's like a
yeah.
freighter ship, right?
Yeah, she
but
said
the,
it wasn't a warship at all.
No, they were just there to collect the thing because
Yeah.
it was already
Yeah.
found previously, right?
But it can obviously go as fast as the Enterprise.
Oh yeah.
If
Well,
not
it's
faster.
still advanced, yeah.
Yeah.
Either way.
So they're trying to fight them off here, raise the Vulcans. Fire. There's weapons fire going back both ways. They're destroying a couple of them along the way, and then they come out of warp here, which is always fun. They find the Vulcans, and the Vulcans, their salvation, not so good. I liked this. I thought this was good.
I did too.
Yeah, the Vulcans have had a rough day, but they're not. We find out that they're still alive, but they're disabled, and then we see that the Tholians are here, and they're the ones who took out the Vulcan ship, and now they're coming after the Enterprise, and they want it. So Archer's like finally ready to sit down in his chair.
It's like getting out of the fire to get into the lava. Like,
yeah, exactly. But
like
then, the Enterprise tries to warp away, but they hit them with some kind of energy dampening technology, and so it stops them dead. Basically, they still seem to have life support, but everything else seems to go offline here. They can't have no engines, they have no weapons, they have no sensors, or limited sensors at least. But then the Tholians and the Sulaban start fighting each other, which is
that was cool.
That was cool because there are different factions of the Temporal Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this, I feel like in retrospect, the Temporal Cold War, I'm sad that they dropped it in that fourth season where they did, because I think there was more to this, and I feel like they could have done more.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that.
Here, because when I was starting to get more invested in it, I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna completely abandon this.
The arc for the fourth season though is pretty interesting too.
Yeah, it just kind of wraps up early in the
a little
fourth
weirder,
season,
but
then they don't really do it much with it after that. Trip's trying to get the engines back online. They're hoping that they're gonna be able to Trip or Archer's gonna go help Reed make a bomb to beam to put onto the time ship.
I like the fact that they went through all this process only for the Tholians to not fall for it at all, or whoever it was that grabbed it.
Yeah, exactly. But it didn't work. It wouldn't have worked anyway. And they're fighting here, and then they get this new time loop where they're taking the torpedo apart, taking the warhead out, I guess. Trip's down here trying to get this thing working.
The more I think of this episode, the more I actually think it is better than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Not bad. And they get the warhead.
Second half is definitely better than the first half.
This is the first time the time loop happens. And they go, what? But time's going by. So they were probably down there for at least 12 minutes or something. I bet she the
she's
rest
I got buttons.
I got buttons. What, you want me to hail somebody?
Want me to talk to somebody?
Yeah. Nope. Don't. You just do your thing.
Just tune the radio, whatever you normally do. Yeah.
They're trying to figure out what to do here. They got the war. There's one shot of the warhead.
I like when T'Pol takes the chair though.
Yeah. She always sits in it. So
she always sits in it awesomely. She's always very.
We see the Tholians are trying to bust through. We got these security guys with the not so cool looking phaser rifles.
And this is such a tease too, because it's the Tholians on the other side.
Yeah, and we never get to see them
starting to burn through, and you're like, "Oh, show me the Tholians!"
Oh, the Tholians are coming,
and then it's yeah.
But they would have, if they did come in, they would have to be in encounter suits, because they can't come into our environment.
Yeah, but
it's too cold.
Disappointing.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're putting the bomb in the time ship. They get into the control room. They launch this thing out of here, and then the Tholians grab it, and Archer's like, "Blow it up now! Now!"
And the Tholians are like, "Ha ha! We knew you were gonna do that."
Reed's like, "We should let it get a little further away." He's like, "No, now!"
Well,
for once, Reed.
Archer's right though. He's already given the command. What are you doing, Reed?
Yeah, you want to be demoted to ensign, because that's what that look is.
Yeah, you're already fairly useless as it is. You want us to put you down even further?
But this is right when basically Trip got this thing to work at the moment where everything starts vanishing, and I wasn't sure. I was like, did the timeline get changed and these things cease to exist?
Oh,
no, they're being captured back.
That would have been so much better.
That would have been a cool
ending. I think it would. I like the idea that they're being retrieved.
I would have much rather the Tholians have gotten the ship and them have to deal with that in a later episode than the end of this is just, everything disappears. It might as well have happened on the holodeck. This is the only part of this episode I don't like.
Really? I don't mind it.
The ending, Kevin?
Yeah, everything just disappears.
Because the Tholians just kind of leave.
Well, their objective is
unsatisfying.
gone now. They have no reason to be here.
I was enjoying this episode so much, and it just left me empty. The end again.
Yeah,
See, I liked it.
Everything just disappears. Like, come on.
I can see definitely what Kevin's saying about it. You know, like it's kind of like, okay, now that that's all that excitement and cool stuff's over, I guess we'll go help the Vulcans, and then that's kind of what they do in the next stage here, and it just we get to kind of see like inside.
The war damage is pretty sweet though.
Yeah, that looks good.
Apparently, no Vulcans were killed in the making of this story, and they just end up having talking about it over dinner
Lunch.
or breakfast, or whatever it is.
Oh, she's eating soup.
She's eating soup.
But they're eating eggs. And stuff.
And he's drinking orange juice. I don't know. So maybe
who knows?
I think it's breakfast. There's syrup there, coffee. Yeah. Anyway, so Reed's like. She's like, there's no evidence of time travel. And he was like, there's no evidence against it, is there? You know, and she's just kind of like,
there's nothing to disprove, basically.
But she's not having it. Anyway, so Trip leaves here, but like she's like her being preoccupied with this whole idea of like humans and Vulcans being have kids.
I liked it though, because it's showing that she's starting to like not everything isn't just solid. Like her whole belief system is off.
She also mentioned, like, like I guess that she's betrothed to marry this other guy, right? That also, you know, maybe she doesn't have to. Maybe she doesn't have to marry a Vulcan. Maybe she can do whatever. She also mentions in this episode that very few Vulcans have ever mated with another species, but it has happened before.
Yeah,
but not human.
I mean, not humans, but somebody else.
You think about it though. If you live to 300 years old and you marry a human, you can start again. They're gonna die
many times. Technically.
Well, that's what Sarek was married to at least 2 human women, and it's kind of what he did, right? When one died, he replaced the one in Next Gen that we see there.
Yeah.
But
that's his second wife, right?
Second wife. Second wife, because we find out he was never married to Cybuck's mother.
That's true. Yeah.
That was a new Strange New Worlds thing. It was an out of wedlock thing. Scandalous on Vulcan. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. There's kind of just like, what does she say? What's the last line she has here, Jody? Like it's something about.
I don't remember. I watched this a couple days ago because I knew I was going to be busy today, so I don't remember everything.
She says, I wonder if they'll believe the humans and Vulcans, because she's got to put the report in with the high command. Will they believe in them swapping chromosomes one day? And she goes, they're more likely to believe in time travel.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember that now.
Yeah.
And now she's like, what? And she's like, gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
And then that was the end of the episode.
That's the end of the episode. Yeah. All right. So fun facts.
With Adam.
All right. So for the Doctor Who lovers out there, because we already touched on it. So in this episode, it has a 31st century ship based off the TARDIS. This ship can travel through time and is bigger on the inside. The interior also has round-like objects, like if you remember the white TARDIS with all those bubble things inside. But this isn't the only time in Star Trek that the connection between Doctor Who and Star Trek has happened. If you want to hear more.
I do.
All right. In Next Gen, the episode The Neutral Zone, the computer console shows the name of the first 6 actors to play the Doctor. And Peter Davidson's name was misspelled, and then it was fixed later in the Blu-ray edition. The Argolis cluster in Next Gen was talked about in episode I, Borg. Argolis is taken from a planet in Doctor Who serial, The Leisure Hive.
The Leisure Hive.
I'm familiar with that.
I'm not familiar with that either. I'm a Doctor Who fan, but Doctor Who's been going on since the 1962.
Well, I can't say I'm
or something.
There's
a lot of Doctor Who lore out there that like
the classic stuff I never watched. So
and the other 4 are to do with books more than the series, or the television series. So we'll skip those. But we got more stuff here, guys. Kirk's Enterprise finds Dr. Cochrane in Star Trek: The Original Series Metamorphosis, solving the mystery that Archer talks about. He is discovered alive and well, living with a non-corporeal life form.
Yeah.
Okay, that wasn't so good.
This episode canonically establishes that Tholians live in extremely hot environments. Up until then, it was a popular fan theory, based on the fact that the view screen shows the Tholian seemed to ripple. The view screen in the original series, it seemed to ripple, possibly from heat. Mike Sussman liked the idea included in the episode because it made the Tholians even more mysterious, and I'm still mad about that.
We had fun facts with Jaemeel down at the bottom for a while there.
I appreciate it. I'll roll with
Did I
it.
get Jaemeel?
No.
Oh, I was on the DCS 9 at 9. That's why.
Yeah, it said fun facts with Jaemeel. I'm like, that's not Jaemeel. Anyway. Sorry.
Whoever said this, but it was Daniel's database is the last time it was seen.
That was me.
That was you? Yeah.
We all got paid.
All right. Got a couple more guys.
Archer's right. I got another quarters that I can fill now.
With 2 people. With 2 more crew. Yeah.
I'm going to stick Hoshi in here.
Yeah. There's no stars to look at. Just give me a second here. I was reading something earlier that I quite liked. Oh, behind the captain, while Rita's cutting into the time ship, on the counter sits the exocomp prop device from Next Generation that was modified in Dead Stop to repair Reed's leg.
Yes.
What
a terrible waste of technology.
Yes. Yeah. I guess I'm running through the same ones on different web pages here, guys. I just wanted to.
So did we like ruin it for you then?
Which one?
I took a bunch of them from you then.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah,
sorry about
that. It's fine. We have to talk about the episode and some crossover. It's no problem at all.
This episode was like it was going building momentum, then lost it. I think that's exactly what
Kevin said.
Kevin's trying to say. Yeah,
Kevin said all the momentum.
Everything happened on the holodeck.
Didn't matter. Was it even real?
Paul doesn't think so.
No.
Maybe Paul's not real.
Alyssa
No
way. Alyssa's not America's favorite player.
What is that?
That's a Big Brother reference.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, why don't we get to ratings then? Unless you have
ratings.
Else.
No, more for me.
You got anything else, or
no? We're good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut.
Oh, wait, one more. I found it.
Oh, one more. No ratings yet. Get rid of the ratings.
In Daniel's database, there was a news article on President George W. Bush's State of the Union address for 2003.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, which would have been
around the time of this.
Around the time of the episode, yeah.
All right. Well, all right. Then in that case, let's
now
go
it's ratings.
Now it's ratings. Jody, what's your?
I'm gonna give this a 7.5.
All right.
I liked last week's episode a little bit better, but it's still solid.
Adam?
Jody, we are really sticking in the same area lately, but I'm the same number, 7.5.
Stop trying to copy me.
I'm sorry.
Just kidding.
It was 7.5.
Wow.
I don't know what's happening to me. I give this an 8. I would like this all the way till the end. I thought it was great.
He's turning.
Yeah,
at the end of this, he's gonna like Enterprise.
According to this, though, he still hates it the most.
But he's coming up. I think
season 3 is going to be a game changer for Kevin.
If you put Kevin's marks on a wave graph, he'd be.
Yeah, he's trending upward. Yeah.
And then he'd come down, but then he had a few bad episodes. Now he's going back up again.
A few bad episodes.
There was a
lot of bad.
Even this season had a lot of episodes that were.
Yeah, can we think back to all the 5s and 3s and
3.6? There you go.
3.6 on Terra Nova. Yeah, 5.4 on Rogue Planet.
Star Trek period is Terra Nova.
5 on 2 days and 2 nights.
But it's still no hippie episode from the original series.
Oh, well, it's not that good. Anyway, so that's those ratings. Jody, what's the next episode of Star Trek Enterprise?
Oh, you're going to ask me that. Okay. I think I have it written down even.
Sam gives it a 5.
Kanamar is the next episode, which sounds vaguely familiar to another episode that we've already seen. But Archer and Tucker are mistakenly arrested and placed in a prison ship bound for the infamous penal colony of Kanamar.
I've never heard of it. Kanamar.
Yeah.
They should have sent him to Rura Pente.
No, that's not even more. Kanamar is more hardcore. But it's
Sam
another episode where Archer and Tucker are being held hostage for something.
All right. So you want my top five?
Okay. Yeah, we gotta get it. We gotta get him in. All right.
All right. So you're gonna write these down, Sam, because you got to check them out. But my top five are Erica Tiffany Smith to the rescue, and it has Zsa Zsa Gabor in it. I like that one.
Oh, I remember that episode actually.
And then there was one called Ghost a Go-Go, and there's nothing like seeing them all dance on the island. I love that one too.
And he wants to know why is this episode of your top five? I think
it's the dancing. I think it's the go-go dancing, and just watching Ginger and Marianne dancing like that was kind of fun, kind of groovy. And then watching Mrs. Howell, played by Natalie Schaefer, come in and start doing her moves. It just was funny. It was a funny show. I could host this if you like. Goodbye Island.
I think we already know who the host is now.
Yeah. Goodbye
Island. With Survivor.
Yeah. So Goodbye Island was an episode where they tried to leave the island on the minnow. It was a black and white episode, if I remember. And they found some. Oh yeah, the professor came up with a way to patch up the ship with some tree sap, and they put it all on, and it was all holding together. And then guess what happened? Gilligan did something, and all the ship started falling apart.
Gilligan. Yeah,
and he saved everybody because they didn't leave the island. And then my second favorite is Don't Bug the Mosquitoes. And it was when a Beatles-like band showed up on the island and they had like a...
I remember that one.
That was fun. And Gilligan played the drums.
Yes, he played the drums, yeah.
And then my favorite episode was when a radioactive crate of vegetable seeds showed up. And they were able to plant like carrots and spinach and all these things. So quickly the vegetables grew. And then, Marianne likes carrots and she ate them and she could see way out to sea and see ships. And Gilligan could lift like Popeye huge amounts of weight and all that. So that was my favorite episode.
I totally don't remember that one.
Some funny concepts.
That unlikely shit happens on Gilligan's Island, but they still can't leave.
I was a latchkey kid growing up and watched a lot of Gilligan's Island. Let me tell you.
So did I.
I the ship couldn't even gotten more than a couple miles from the shore.
Oh, yeah, that was I shared with you. It was like they figured it out. It was like some kind of engine and whatnot. Like, it could only go within like 100 miles of Hawaii.
Yeah, they can't be that far away, like at all. So anyway, all right. So I hope that give you your fix.
It'd be boring if they got back in like 3 episodes. What are they going to do then?
No, it's like when Voyager got into Earth in the first season, there would have been no show.
Oh, it would have saved me a whole bunch of shitty episodes.
That's true. All right. Okay. So moving on. What else we got going on here on Live Long and Podcast, including this Monday night Star Trek Enterprise rewatch. You should also check out our.
Probably, I would say.
Yeah, our
Tuesday. If you're only going to pick one, it should be ours.
Yes, yeah. But I'm also in the other one. So and so it's
not good though.
So
it doesn't have Adam.
It doesn't have Adam and Jody. But
no, just Adam.
It does have Jeff.
Well, it never has Jeff, does it?
Sometimes, if he remembers. And then Jaemeel's there, and then sometimes Davin's there. Sometimes Ashley's there.
Jaemeel is worth it.
Davin's and so anyway, Tuesday nights, Star Trek Deep Space 99. We've been going through every episode for well over 2 years now. We are up to season 6, episode 2, Rocks and Shoals, the one we're talking about tomorrow night. As well as on Thursday, we're going to be talking about the next edition of Star Trek Lower Decks, season 3, episode 5, I believe is the next one. I don't even know what the title is yet.
I probably should start watching that.
Yeah, they're quick episodes, so you can probably binge a bunch of them at once.
Yeah, I was planning on just binging the whole thing at once.
Yeah, it's not bad. And some interesting things.
You have to give it a break, though. It's really funny. It's good, but watching more than 5 in a row, you got to pause.
Yeah. You get oversaturated.
I usually do like 3, and then I'm done.
Yeah, I normally only just watch week to week. I've never really tried a much of a binge on it. So, but that's happening.
Week to week though kind of bothers me because like I watch it and then I'm kind of in the mood, and then it's done, and then I have to wait a week. So that's why I've been purposely avoiding it.
I definitely prefer watching it without commercials, I gotta say. So that's definitely changes my viewing pleasure. But we'll be on this Thursday. I'll be on with Davin Skellhorn and Chris Murphy to talk about that one, probably around 7:30 Eastern. We got Star Trek Radio Theater. We just did the live record on Saturday night. The edited version. Captain. The edited version to come out in the near future.
The near future means within the next 6 months, right?
Yeah.
Aye, Captain.
Aye, Captain.
They are in a nice lot too.
Mm-hmm. In a nice lot too.
So I
don't know what accent I was really going for there, but
It worked.
I think it works.
It worked. It worked fine. It was certainly better than Mott's Russian accent, which was. And he was having technical difficulties that night. But it was Adam was playing guitar. He was doing new renditions of those space hippie songs. You want to hear that?
Davin, not Adam.
No, but Adam was the character.
Adam was the character. Sorry. Yes.
It was Davin who played him.
Davin played Adam, not you though. He didn't play you.
I get you.
Yeah.
But
what else, guys? We have Star Trek. What else? That's it, right? Oh well, Davin with the Locutors of Trek. He's joined the channel now. So we got Debate 9 over on Live Long and Podcast. We got the Writers Room. We got all of the great Live Long Locutors of
Audio. I gotta be on
podcasts.
Debate 9 again.
Debate 9 is great.
Yeah,
I
had a lot of fun
recently
with the one episode that I did.
Yeah,
I haven't been asked back though. I don't know if that means that
I've been asked back, Jody.
Well, there you go, you Adam.
Lots going on. Davin's gonna be busy. He's doing his own radio theater project based on a Lower Decks comic book, I think. So we're gonna be busy. The
comic book starts with space hippies.
Yeah, it's like it's Lower Decks meets the space hippies. So he's like, we need to do this. I was like,
it's not the whole book, but it starts out with the space hippies.
Yeah.
God.
We need the GOAT, Ted, on Debate 9. That could be arranged. If he's man enough, if he's brave enough to try.
We'll just call everybody idiots for half an hour.
Yeah. Like when we invited him to Trivial Debates and then he backed out last minute and sent my mom.
Yeah. Yeah, to put your mom in. She did a good job.
She did a good job.
She did a great job, but he was like, "Oh, I don't know about this pop culture stuff. I might not be able to."
I think that when she chose wasn't that a party by the Irish Rovers was one of the best party songs.
I love that song.
She chose really well. Yeah, she chose.
Yeah. They got.
I love that song.
We'll have my mom back on. Speaking of Trivial Debates, our other channel where we argue with movie, TV, sports, and more, and like a game show format. There's hosts, 3 contestants. Yesterday morning, we had Davin Skellhorn hosting with Chris Seymour, Eamon Mader, and Tom Mott Tyrell competing. Have you guys checked this out yet?
I buzzed through the episode and I got to the end, and I was very disappointed with the outcome.
I thought you would be.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I am dying to find out who won, so I'm going to go check it out tonight.
I won't spoil it for you, but it was it's not my problem was the theme of the episode. Basically because Chris Seymour's like, I don't even heard of what you're talking about, Eamon. He's like, that's not my problem, Chris Seymour. And then Seymour was arguing something.
You gotta get like an audio clip of that, just so.
Eamon was like, I've never heard of this either, and he goes, that's not my problem, Eamon. So they were going back and forth in the episode. It was funny.
I knew that was gonna happen though.
We also had Super Mater Brothers podcasting covering Survivor this Wednesday, starting the new season 43. Plus, we're wrapping up our coverage of Big Brother 24. Sam's trying to get Alyssa for America's favorite player. I don't think it's happening. Yeah, it's not.
Is that his pick? Yeah,
it's not happening.
So I'm rooting for Alyssa then.
Yeah, and we need a Gilligan's themed island debate. We just need a whole Gilligan's Island themed. You can host that one, Adam.
No, there's nothing. Okay, no.
No,
Sam, I'm going to tell you that's a bad idea. There's just
if Gilligan was to start a movie, what movie would it be?
I think Sam should start his own channel for Gilligan's Island, and we'll be guests.
Yeah, that's probably better off. You have more of a passion for it than I do.
Come on, Sam. So start your own channel. I'll jump on.
And what else, guys? I'm forgetting. I need to eat something.
Who cares?
My stomach is reminding me it's time to eat.
There's got to be a beer.
There's lots of stuff. It's on the internet. Find it.
It's on the internet. Whatever. The Hellbound podcast. Let's talk about fighting games.
Why don't you just read the description?
X-Men, X-rated. It's with Davin. He talks about X-Men. You should watch it.
Fine. Yeah, it's good.
And listen to it. The Graphics History podcast. We got the United Federation of Podcasts, guys. We got all kinds of good things going on here. Anyway, that's it.
Wonder how long before we get that Paramount cease and desist.
I welcome it, Jody.
Ooh.
That's how you know you've made it.
That's how I know I've made it. Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of anybody getting a cease and desist letter for anything?
Yes. I got one.
For what?
For an app that I made on the App Store.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. By MTV, I got a cease and desist.
Yeah.
I still have the letter, actually. I kept it.
Yeah. Well, since we don't make any money, I don't think anyone cares.
No.
So it's but if we did, whatever. We'll deal with it then.
But this is a back catalog, man. Maybe people who are watching this right now are watching
Maybe.
3 years
in the future.
from now,
In the future tense.
This channel is now a massive multi-million-dollar conglomerate.
Yeah.
Well,
back when we were in the grassroots days, guys. Back in 2022.
when we film these things in our basements and stuff.
Yeah. And then we moved up to the
something we did. We moved up like the Jeffersons.
Yes. Moving on up. All right, guys. Well, I think we can close the book on future tense then.
I think we can.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us. We'll see you next week for the next edition. And
now we're just going to disappear, and this will have never happened.
Yeah. All right. Live long and podcast, everybody. We'll see you next time. All right. See ya.
There was a time when Denobulans believed they were the only intelligent species in the galaxy. Needless to say, it was quite a surprise when the Visari made first contact. Many refused to accept the truth, even with the evidence standing right in front of them. It took some time, and it wasn't easy, but eventually
I feel like this is a very long
we were
clip.
forced to reevaluate our beliefs.
I'm playing at the end.